Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to take you through my top recommendations for fruity summer scents. I'm doing a whole series on different types of summer perfumes, so do check out the other videos if you've not seen them yet. If you are new here, then hello, welcome. We're all about perfumes. I have hundreds and hundreds of videos just like this, going through ranges on my blog as well, which has detailed reviews. So do check them all out. And if you're a regular, do check to see if you're subscribed. Most people that watch my videos are not subscribed, so do check, and you can turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos. And you can sign up to my newsletter in the link down below, where you can also pre-order the fragrance that I'm creating, Empress, which is out later this year through Kickstarter, and that closes very soon, so get your orders in before that opportunity's gone. And of course, down below in the description box, I'll also leave the link to all these perfumes I talk about, where you can get them in the UK, Europe, North America and Australia, where they're available. Cool, so I feel like summer is definitely the best time of year for fruity perfumes. Fruity perfumes tend to get a little bit of a bad reputation because a lot of younger or cheaper scents tend to have a lot of fruits in, but I personally love fruity perfumes, especially berries and fragrances. And in the summertime, I love to have something that's just really fruity and it makes me feel young and carefree and, you know, like you're going to a festival or something. So I think embrace it. My top recommendation that I'm going to start off with is by Jimmy Choo, and this is called Jimmy Choo Floral, but that name is misleading. It's not floral. It should be called Jimmy Choo Fruity. It's one of my favorite sort of hidden gems almost, because, you know, the Jimmy Choo fragrances aren't widely talked about. The Eau de Parfum is like one of my favorite fragrances, and this floral version or fruity version is so good for lasting. It's an eau de toilette but performs like an eau de parfum, and it's a nectarine peachy scent with a bit of tangerine orangeness. And then there is like a slightly florally magnolia heart. But I find it's just really refreshing and uplifting, like a cocktail of those like warm fruity scents. And I can just cover myself in it, and it's just so nice, and it makes the whole room smell, and other people comment and can smell it on me. And because it's been out for so long, you can usually get this at such reasonable prices. I think I got this on Amazon. Like, such a good fragrance, definitely the best like value for money fruity fragrance that I can think of. And yeah, it just makes me smile. I love wearing it, so definitely check this out if you love that sort of nectarine, thirst quenching tangerine scent. Another great fruity scent is the Angel Nova, which I have here in a mini. So you've got Angel Nova Eau de Parfum and Eau de Toilette, and these do have a rose in them, so they're not all fruity, but the top note is a lychee. It kind of reminds me of a fruity version of Parfum de Marly de Lina. It also has raspberry as well, so lychee and raspberry really are the main notes, and then you've got a rose underneath. But you really get the raspberry and the lychee. And what's great about this and why it's a top recommendation for me is, well, obviously the bottle is amazing, but like all the Mugler perfumes, the lasting power is great. It's great value for money. The Eau de Parfum lasts so long, like all day, and to get something that's like a fruity raspberry that actually lasts so a long time is very rare. The Mugler formula is just so good quality, it really lasts, so they're a good value for money purchase, even though they can be a bit pricey. The Eau de Toilette also has pretty good lasting power. You know, it's not like a normal Eau de Toilette, and that one has less of the rosiness in, but rather than raspberry, that one is just all about lychee with a bit of bergamot, so it's not quite as fruity as the raspberry. If you don't like raspberry, I'd say go for the Eau de Toilette to get the lychee. If you do, then stick with the Eau de Parfum, and of course it is stronger. But yeah, I love the bottle, the branding, the scent. I just think it's a great perfume for raspberry lovers. Another great raspberry scent actually that comes with rose is Lancome's La Vie Belle and Rose. So the La Vie Belle range has so many different ones now, it's hard to keep up. I really love the range, I really recommend them. And they have this one, came out a few years ago, En Rose, and it has a rose heart, but it also has a fresh peony, and then it has a raspberry top note with red berries and some pink pepper. And it kind of reminds me of a sort of Miss Dior vibe. It's got some patchouli in the base. Not the new version of Miss Dior, the previous 2017 Miss Dior, and the Absolutely Blooming as well, with that rose heart and berry top note. But it's not as expensive, it's more affordable. And I guess it's a fruity floral because it is like half floral, but that raspberry does really come through with those like berry notes. I was in the Lancome area in Harrods this week, and I was looking and they didn't even have this out on display. Because they just had a few La Vie Belles out. I was like, oh my gosh, like have one's been discontinued? And they were there, but they were just like hidden away. So it is a bit of a hidden gem. The only thing about it is it's an eau de toilette, so it's not as strong and good for lasting as the other La Vie Belles that are eau de parfums, but it is still good, and it mixes nicely with the original as well. If you love the original, you want to add some fruitiness for the summer. But of course, La Vie Belle Intensement as well also has raspberry, but that's got all your praline, vanilla, patchouli original notes too. So a really fun one that's so summery. You guys know I love these Escada limited editions that come out each year. Last year we had Summer Festival. Now this is a mandarin fragrance. It also has cherry blossom, but for me cherry blossom smells kind of fruity, right? It doesn't really smell floral. This year there's a cherry one. It's cherry in Japan, and that's sort of cherry blossom cherry. There's loads from the past as well. I have an article that goes through every version that's ever been of the Escada summer perfumes, but they're affordable. You can get cute little gift sets with bags, and for me they're just a nice fruity carefree summer fragrance. Another lovely carefree one is this new one from Brittany. I've gone on about this quite a few times on my channel. This is actually a melon fragrance. So thirst quenching, refreshing, great for humid weather, has a little bit of a lily heart, but if you love melon fragrances, this is one of the best I've come across. And of course it's like, you know, 20 quid or something, really affordable. It's called Blissful Fantasy, and it's one of the fruitier ones that have come out from her. Normally they're quite sweet. I guess Midnight Fantasy is like a berry sweetness, but it's not that summery. I think this is one of the nicest ones she's released in a while. So if you want some melon, really refreshing melon, definitely check this out. If you don't like the fact it's a Brittany fragrance, it doesn't matter, like it's the scent that you're buying, right? Something a little bit unusual that isn't talked about much, the Bulgari Omnia range of fragrances. This is Omnia Coral, and this one is a pomegranate scent. So it's quite a warm, fruity scent. Also has goji berries. Refreshing, and then it's got some hibiscus underneath and water lily, so it's quite a classy floral. It's probably the most classy of all these, with that hibiscus underneath. It's very calming, relaxing. It's a bit like a spa smell. So that's the red one, the coral one. They do have a pink one, which is pomelo, which is like a grapefruit scent. I know that's kind of more citrus and fruity, but I wanted to mention it because it's been discontinued. So if you love your pomelo fragrances, you want to get this before it disappears off the internet forever. Another really pretty one from Dolce & Gabbana, it's called Dolce Rose. Now, again, this name is misleading for me. I would have called this like Dolce red currant or something to be more accurate. So it's actually a red currant fruitiness that you get, as well as some green apple, very refreshing. Peach is in here, orange, and then there is a slightly woody rose undertone, but it's not a musky heavy rose. It's a very fresh rose, very classy, but you get that fruitiness, especially when you first spray it. It's super fruity and refreshing. It is an eau de toilette, so I would say this is more for like really humid weather when you want something quite light. It doesn't have great lasting power, but it's a beautiful bottle. I love it, that whole Dolce & Gabbana vibe, and it's definitely the fruitiest one they've released in the Dolce range. And then lastly, a plum recommendation. This is Hugo Boss Alive, and this is probably the deepest of all of these, and I definitely recommend this in the autumn, but I wanted to include it because sometimes, particularly in the evening, you want that fruitiness, but you want to add a little bit more depth to the scent. So this is a plum, bit of blackcurrant, but then you've got a Madagascan vanilla undertone, which is adding that evening vibe. Slightly woodiness, it's very classy, and I think plum is a very warming note as well, as is blackcurrant. So I wanted to add this in if you want something fruity for the evening. There is an eau de toilette version of this which has a very citrusy freshness feel to it. And they just released an intense version which is ambery. I've got a review that goes through all three of them and an article, but this one is the fruitiest, the plum one. Cool, so those are my top summer fruity recommendations 2022. Let me know what's your favourite fruity summer perfumes are in the comments down below. And like I said, they'll all be linked in the description box where you can buy them. But that's it guys, so thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!